I mean, I think I always wanted to be a father. You know, falling in love is very easy. A relationship which is going to last forever, you know, and that feeling, there is no better feeling than that. You know, it's a love relationship. मेरे पास वो script भी नहीं थी, मुझे क्या पता? क्या shoot किया तूने?
So what will I shoot with him without you?
I don't know, could be with Shraddha.
Guys, welcome to India today. This is truly exciting once again to meet Ranbir and you love. Ranbir, you're coming off a fantasy film that has been a huge hit, right? And you're coming off a period film. Is it freeing then to sort of get into the rom-com space, which you've sort of aced in the past, you've enjoyed doing that, and then you sort of come in this? Like, have the last two films of what you've done physically, emotionally, sort of changed your experience of doing a rom-com?
No, I think so. I think not just Shamsher and Brahmastra, even Sanju, they all were very tiring experiences. You know, it required a lot of other skill sets. And jab Love and me were working together, we were also working on another tiring film. But thankfully, the stars aligned and he got the idea of Tu Jhoothi Main Makkaar, and I knew that this was a film I wanted to do. Having said that, I also didn't want to do a rom-com because, like you just mentioned, I've done so many of them. And I always had this fear that it's somewhere a dying genre worldwide. People have stopped making rom-coms actually. I don't remember the last rom-com released worldwide. But when Love narrated the idea, I mean, I knew for sure that I wanted to work with him as a director. It was just about finding the right subject. And it very rarely happens that he had 3 subjects which were ready to go and, you know, which were subjects I also really liked as an actor. But finally, I'm very happy that we decided to go with this because it's definitely a rom-com that I haven't seen in my life, even as an audience. Definitely not a character I've done before. And I think it's one of those characters I've played in my life that I would definitely like to imbibe his qualities.
Right.
You know, it's an aspirational character even for me. I would like to be like Mickey. I'm not like him, but I would love to be like him.
Do you also feel it's because the definition of love has changed? Rom-coms is a dying breed, not just in India, but world over. Like you look at Hollywood, when was the last time we watched a rom-com and it's hit the theatres? Is it because the definition of love has changed in the digital age and, you know,
well,
online?
love has changed. I don't know if the definition has changed, but definitely there's a new generation which has come in. And what really happens is that now we are of a little bit of an older generation. I've been working for 15 years, you've been working for 10 years? 13 years. But thankfully, you know, when I work with somebody like Love is, he's in touch with life, you know, his family, his friends, he comes from Ghaziabad, so he's in touch with what really happens in India, you know, and I think that quality is very important for any artist because you don't lose yourself. You don't start living in an ivory castle where you are surrounded by yes men and you're surrounded with people who are just clapping and, you know, and applauding everything you do. So I think that quality is very important in every filmmaker, is to walk the streets, is to, you know, have real relationships, have friendships which have lasted over a lifetime. I think these things are very important and I think he has all of that. So I just have that recognition, I recognize it as an actor that like a sponge, I have to take all this from him, you know, somewhere I have to soak it in so I can express that on screen. And I've always looked at in filmmakers, more than the script and the character, I always look for that if the filmmaker has a story to tell, if a filmmaker knows the world, knows the characters, then my work becomes easier.
That's a great insight also, because when we watch your films, you could meet that hero at a party. If you go hang out with friends, you could be, you know, having a smoke with him, having a drink with him. He doesn't feel like larger than life like you would see in a typical rom-com or a romantic film.
Sure.
Have you also drawn a lot of this from your own life? Like, do you remember the first time that you had a crush on somebody? Was there that whole phase where you've taken bits and pieces from that and then sort of weaved it into your characters, maybe indirectly?
So you definitely draw from your experiences, and not only your own experiences, but also of your friends and people around you. And that's the whole thing, that writing is basically borrowing from life. What you have not lived, what you have not seen. I don't know how to write that. I can only write what I have seen at some level, I have seen happening to people, and you take that and you make your own story with it.
When you would see all these videos being made during Pyar Ka Panchnama and all of those series, and they were huge hits, women putting up these videos from their perspective, those long monologues, right? That was interesting because social media was going crazy. Ki bhaiya hamare paas bhi ek monologue hai, why only a boy would have that? What was your take on that? Were you like also thinking that look at this has started a conversation among people, that there's a different perspective of looking at a heartbreak or looking at somebody falling in love, and has that changed for you? I mean, you were looked at as the king of monologues. There's a certain signature that you have to your films. that realistic, like I said, the dialogues are very realistic. You could meet characters. It feels like you've been through their journey. What do you make of that phase when that female perspective conversation came into being?
Now see, it was supposed to happen, right? In fact, the truth is that when I made Pyar Ka Panchnama, the idea was that I'll make Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 from female perspective. And if my second film, Akashvani, had not failed at box office, I would have probably made Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 from a female perspective. So anything that rattles people will always get a reaction. But was it made to rattle somebody? No. You know, it was fun. It was all in fun. When I saw those videos with women ranting, you know, I saw a couple of them. The only thought that came to my mind was that I would have written it better. And even from a female perspective. Because, see, I agree with what they're saying.
Correct.
And a lot of women agree with what I say in a rant, because it is not a general statement on women. Similarly, the women speaking about their pain and their frustrations in a relationship is not about all men. So
it's balanced.
Yeah, I think whenever this happens, and especially with movies, it becomes pop culture.
Correct.
You know, like Pyar Ka Panchnama, I remember when it released, or when Sonu Ki T2, these films have become part of pop culture. And when it's pop culture, then you have conversations, you have debates, you have, you know, different sides and groups saying, no, this is wrong, this is right. So anything which makes that, it means that you're definitely on the right track doing something.
Ranbir, what has been your biggest lesson from falling madly in love to having your heart broken into pieces? What have these two human emotions taught you in life?
You know, falling in love is very easy because it's like you're in a state of inspiration. You know, everything just seems correct, everything seems exciting. Falling out of love is obviously way harder. You know, it's a painful experience. But I think it's very important to find balance in everything. You know, you cannot get too swayed in love where you don't balance your life, you don't balance your professional, your family life. You know, you have to balance all of that. And I think this film also talks about that a little bit, where love is not about just two people falling in love and forgetting the world. You know, there are different aspects to your life which you have to respect, there are different aspects to your life that you have to honor, and all of that, yeah.
Love, you worked with Karthik, right? I mean, he's had the biggest of hits with you. Now you've worked with Ranbir. Any similarities or anything that is completely different? Maybe just their body language on set, the way they approach a scene or a song or a dialogue.
see, I can't think of similarities right now, but the biggest difference is that Karthik is a lot more fun on set, and he's extremely quiet and
Focused.
to himself on set. See, focus doesn't always mean that you're quiet, right? With him, if you see him on set, he feels like he's at ease on set. He's quiet to himself, but he's totally prepared. It's just they're different personality types.
Right. So in this mad world of these crossover questions being thrown to you, do you ever see these two characters? I mean, Karthik's character is an iconic character in its true self. He gets asked this every time there's a film coming out about Pyar Ka Panchnama. And we haven't watched this film yet, but do you ever see these two characters crossover, maybe in a future universe? You know, these are the kind of conversations.
A lot of people are saying he has a guest appearance in this film also.
I don't know why.
But obviously there has to be some reason. Did you shoot a guest appearance with him? क्या?
Why? How will I shoot a...
मेरे पास वो स्क्रिप्ट भी नहीं थी, मुझे क्या पता क्या शूट किया तूने?
So what will I shoot with him without you?
I don't know, could be with Shraddha.
I like how Ranbir has put you on the spot, improv.
So there's no Karthik, there's no Shraddha, there is no Nusrat,
No.
there is no Sunny.
No.
कोई नहीं है. Do you swear on this film? Oh.
Love, think
Okay,
about it.
mystery.
Take your time.
Not answering that only.
Acha.
What was the question?
No,
Crossover.
the crossover. part
Crossover.
of it.
See, yeah, I mean, to think about it, of course, there can be a crossover. But have I ever seriously thought about it? No. Because what happens is that, frankly, this film, it feels complete. I don't know where the point where this film ends. I don't know whether I want to follow this character anymore.
Correct.
I feel that in the film, this character reaches where he's supposed to reach. Because
The characters.
the characters, right? Because the thing is that in Sonu Ki Chitu Ki Sweetie, right? Sonu is a character who's an item, right? He can be itemized in that sense that, and
Correct,
you put
yes.
him in
Put
another
a box,
world.
Yeah.
This is a film about completion. That is a mission film,
Okay.
right? When you see Sonu Ki Chitu Ki Sweetie, you feel like that this was a mission, this was one incident in his life, and he has completed that successfully. This film will give you a feeling that this character has achieved what he wanted to achieve in life.
There's a closure
So
to
I
it.
do, yeah. So I don't know where to go with it.
Right. I think we'll have a conversation once we watch it. Will be a better
Yeah.
question to ask. Ranbir, I met Rani yesterday, and we were having a chat on Women's
Rani
Day.
Mukherjee.
Yes, and she was so sweet and vulnerable, and she spoke about how motherhood has changed her life. She had no imagination. She said, "I wake up in the middle of the night and I go and I check, on my kid. I never thought I would be this." She said, "The Rani before my daughter and the Rani after my daughter are two different people." Do you feel the same? How has fatherhood changed you?
I mean, I think I always wanted to be a father. I always wanted to have a family of my own. And there were, of course, I've dreamt about it. There have been a lot of imaginations about it. But when it really happens, it's very different from what you imagine. It's a million times better than it also. But it's been too new. It's only I'm a 4-month year
Yes.
father. 4-month old father. But I have a very exciting journey, and I know that I'm in a relationship which is going to last forever. And that feeling, there is no better feeling than that. It's a love relationship which will last till the day I die.
Absolutely. And are you going to be lucky enough to squeeze some time out and spend with her? Because I know you're getting back to Animal, I believe.
Yeah, I do, but after Animal, I have not signed a film. So I think I'll have a good 4 to 5 months sabbatical, and that time is only dedicated towards her.
Oh wow, that's truly beautiful. Love, my final question to the two of you is
His actual name is Lavesh, not Love.
See, that's another trivia. We just got
Yes,
that.
Lavesh
Scoop.
Ranjan.
Scoop of the day, Love.
Lavesh.
For you.
All you guys, Sonu Ki Titu Ki Sweetie director, his name is Lavesh.
For all you people wanting to write to him, you could use that word.
Lavesh.
I need to ask you guys, there's a rom-com coming in theaters after a really long time. It's nice to see somebody reviving the genre. We need one in the age of remakes and sequels and God knows what else. It's nice to sort of get your tub of popcorn and sit and just have a good time at the movies, clean good time at the movies, take your families. What's your takeaway from the film, just the two of you working together? And I like how you both have also developed that camaraderie off camera as well. It seems like this probably might cultivate and get into more spaces. We get to see more stuff together. I see both of you nodding your heads. Ranbir, what has been your take?
Collaborating with
Yes.
him, I feel very grateful, that I met somebody at the right time in my life. As actors, you're always looking to creatively collaborate and also have personal relationships, because for all of us working, movies is our life. We talk, eat, breathe, sleep movies. But when you meet somebody who you connect with, who you also have a personal liking towards, then it all becomes just better. You start, your entire life is adjusted together. You move into milestones together. At the same time, you make movies together. So I hope that, Love and Me can continue making do some great work together, put up some good characters, do some interesting work. And I'm looking forward to this, because I've truly enjoyed myself. He's become one of my closest friends in these last 3 years. And I hate him as much as I love him. It's not that, I wait for the moment that I can pull him down and abuse him and all of that. But he's been a very good friend to me.
Love, what's your comeback on this?
Comeback क्या है मैं?
इसमें comeback क्या है? इसमें तो हाँ, मतलब see how I say it is that as a filmmaker you always look forward to a journey where when you're 65, 70, right, you are still able to make a bad film together and believe that we still have it, okay, and believe in each other. And when the world is abusing you and telling you, why don't you guys retire? If you're able to reach that point, that means that you've had a great partnership together, right? If you still believe when you shouldn't be. And I genuinely hope that we are able to do that.
That truly is a magical space to be in. On that note, thank you so much for
Thank you,
speaking to
Tushar.
me here today.